Okay. This so far. Okay. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. This so far. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. Okay, yeah, this so far. Ain't got time for the smoke. Set it on fire. Young king on the rise.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Post Game Show. I am here with the one, the only, right below me, Mr. Johnny. You know. Speaking of this, I had to say this real quick. When Jonathan Loizaga came in, I called him Johnny Lasagna.
He's going by the nickname, man. He earned it.
Bro, he is going by the nickname. And guys, again, yes, Johnny Lasagna himself is going to be joining me for a lot of the post games this year. So just so everybody is aware of that. But not great news for the Yankees today as they get the L.
The Yankees lose.
The Yankees lose today as they lose 5-2 to the Atlanta Braves. And again, I think all of us right now, Johnny, tell me if I'm right or wrong. We're just waiting for next week. Like at this point now, it's like, give us Thursday already and let's get into it.
100%. It's that point of spring where, everyone's getting a little restless. The hitters are ready to go. Pitchers are ready to go. Today we had Nestor getting his last kind of tune up before opening day. I think some of us wanted to see things go a little bit differently than they did, but something we'll get into as we kind of go on here. But yeah, man, super excited for the post games. Super excited to join you for these. I absolutely love just watching games and kind of writing down some things that I see and some different things that might kind of set the narrative for some players or roll into a next game or that kind of thing. So it's super exciting.
Well, I'm happy you do that because I don't. So Johnny sent me like his notes, and I'm like, damn, my man is like on it. I just call the game, and it is what it is. But Johnny's definitely gonna pick up stuff that I probably missed. So I really like this duo, especially for post games.
100%.
It's gonna be really, really fun. Of course, Johnny's also joining me for All Rise tomorrow morning, which is going to be great also. Connor O'Neill, my guy with the super chat, says, is Spanky missing like Kate Middleton? Nah, man, he's right up there. Spanky, Spanky's right there. That's Spanky Gomez. That's Mario's cousin right there. Spanky Gomez, just chilling right up there.
I don't know anything about this Kate Middleton stuff, man.
I have no idea what's going
Zero
on
clue.
with the Kate Middleton stuff.
I'm ready for baseball season to start.
I think there's something out there saying like she's like it's like a body double or something running around as her. I have no clue. Who really knows what the hell is going on in the world out there? But I hate saying this, but in today's game, we're going to be allowing the fans to vote for the player of the game. The player of this game today is Austin Wells. I mean, there's nothing else to vote on that. But let's start with Nestor Cortez. Nestor gives the Yankees 4 innings, 3K, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. What's to make of Nestor's 7+ ERA in spring training?
I mean, overall, we wanted to see Nestor healthy. We wanted to see him out there battling. We wanted to see his velo up a little bit because he's been hurt.
Right.
A lot of stories about how his shoulder's not recovering well after starts, stuff like that. Recovery's been an issue for him. So it seems like he's been rebounding pretty well after his outings. Velocity looks like it is where it should be.
Yeah.
But something I'm always looking for with Nestor is attacking right-hand hitters inside.
Right.
As a soft throwing lefty, you got to establish the inside so guys are not sitting middle, sitting away, and just leaning over the plate and smacking stuff the other way or pulling, that whole kind of thing. So he's got to establish the inside with that cutter, right-handers, and routinely he's missing. Today, again, he's throwing a lot of pitches middle. We saw there in the 5th. I think Arcia hit a homer, Kellenic hit a triple, and then Acuna stung one.
Yeah, that 6th inning. What was that? That was the 5th inning, right?
Fifth
the 5th
inning, yeah.
He didn't even get an out that inning. They just started teeing off on him. I think it actually started with the homer, and then even one of the out. It didn't even get an out that inning. Everything was just laced. Yeah. Everything was laced. He was missing his. It's funny because the first pitch of that inning, I thought he hurt himself because he came kind of like rolling off the mound a little bit, but he was good after that. He just had nothing left, and they were just smacking the ball. think he went a little over 70 pitches.
Yeah, a little over 70. Honestly, the results were there early on. I mean, he was getting
Right.
outs, he was pitching to contact, which is something he has to do. But again, I think it was not to be a Debbie Downer here, but I think this was
Yep.
a lot of the hitters getting themselves out rather than Nestor making a pitch and executing to get hitters out. So a little bit, I hate using this term, but he was a little lucky early in the game.
Yeah.
Dudes were stinging balls right at guys. I mean, it is what it is. You get an out, you do move on, and you get the batters up. But yeah, definitely not what we want to see before he faces the Astros in Houston. A little bit of a
Oh my
hectic
God.
environment. Some tough right-hander hitters in that order.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe, I mean, it is still spring training, and we all like to kind of go off of spring and overreact a little bit. Hopefully he figures it out before that first game, but definitely some things he still needs to work on for sure.
And I'll ask you this, and I'll also ask the chat. You guys let me know. First of all, hit that like button for us. But I'll ask the chat this right now, as this is just a kind of like a tune-up game, of course, for the regular season. That's what's, especially the last week of spring training. You do want to see a little more. What is your concern level with Nestor Cortez? If we say 10 being the highest, 1 being no concern at all. Chat, let me know what you guys think. And then Johnny, what would you say is your concern level with Nestor for this year?
I'd say a 7.
Oof, I'm right around there with you. I was going to say a 7.5, actually. I'm
Yeah,
very concerned.
I think we're on
He
the
looks
same
very
page
flat
there.
to me. I don't see much from Nestor that makes me feel that he's going to come out the gate immediately and do solid for this club. I'm a little concerned about him.
It's definitely concerning. I mean, the health is always a concern too, because he hasn't rebounded since he logged a ton of innings. I think it was in 2022. So
Yeah, that's right.
that might have taken a toll on him. Who knows if it still is? He looks like he's pretty healthy now, but yeah, definitely concerned. He's missing a lot middle.
Yep.
The velo looks fine. The sliders, cutters,
does.
the pitches are doing what they're supposed to. The velo is where it should be. He's just missing location a lot. And when he's trying to bust those right-handers inside, he's leaving it middle. If you're going to miss in, you got to miss way in. You don't want to miss middle.
You know,
So that's where
one
you get in
thing-
trouble.
One thing for Nestor that concerns me is I remember saying this, the last year when right-handers started to wait on the cutter and they just started driving it out to left. I mean, everybody was homering the left field off and they waited on the cutter.
It's pull.
My concern with Nestor is, does he have to adapt? Can he be the same guy? Like, has the league just figured it out and said, look, you can't be that guy no more. You got to adapt. Is Nestor still just Nestor, and now it's that the league knows him? Is that what we're seeing? Or
it very much could be. I mean, we saw last night when Marco Gonzalez was out there, our Yankee right-handed hitters, especially Stan, were just crushing stuff.
Teed off on
As
him,
a dead fish lefty, if you're a lefty and you're not bringing that mid to high velo, you're not going to get away with a lot of mistakes. Margin of error is super tiny. So with Nestor, he's got to nibble. He's got to hit corners. He's got to change speeds. He's got to throw that little funky leg kick in there to kind of get guys off their timing. He's got to be that way.
Sidearm stuff today. I think he struck out Olsen.
Got Olsen a couple times. Yep. And that's a good lefty thing for sure. Right. It's definitely tough angle, tough spin for a lefty like Olsen. But you see Arcia, you see Acuna, you see these guys just sitting middle, leaning over the plate, not afraid of him coming inside, looking for something out over the middle, and they're smoking it. So he's if he can get that cutter inside and get it on the hands, get it up and in, work on that inner third, not mid in, not middle in, but more in. Right. I think he'd be in better shape. But honestly, that could just be a mechanical thing. It could just be a different kind of adjustment he needs to make. I wouldn't rule out him being better. I mean, especially in opening day, if he can get that cutter inside, if he can bust these right-handers in to kind of get him off the middle of the plate. But it's definitely concerning. I think a 7 is fair, especially, I mean, we're not going to go crazy off of stats right now, but he's almost got a whip of 2 and his ERA is almost 8.
Yeah,
so,
almost 8. Yeah.
I mean, guys like Carlos Rodon are using their spring starts to build their confidence. So pitchers are looking for results, especially as you get closer to the start of the season. Definitely not a result Nestor wanted today. But like we've said earlier, second and third time through the order, hitters start to get to him a little bit. So
right. And I think I think it's fair to have legitimate concern. I mean, with this being his, last outing until he, like you said, he's not facing some crummy club. He's facing a team that probably has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder themselves after what Texas did to him in the postseason.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to get back out there quick. And You know, some of those guys are probably chomping at the bit to go, oh, we're facing Nestor Cortez on opening
Oh,
day. Okay, you know, let's get to it.
dude, right-hand hitters are crashing the bat rack, and they are waiting to get up there, and they're excited. I mean, same, like what happened to Marco Gonzalez last night. If you're throwing 92 and you're a lefty, those right-handers are getting up there and they're salivating, man. So,
oh yeah, no question. We
he's
gotta. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's got to adapt. You got to adjust. So,
no question. We got a super chat from Connor O'Neill.
Thank you for being a friend.
Bum, 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 bum. Connor says today could have been worse. He was throwing batting practice and missed a lot of spots. The Braves just missed pitches.
They did.
They definitely did. There was a couple of hard foul balls I remember, and it just seems like as Johnny was saying, as he kind of went around in that order, guys just picked up on it. They're like, all right, this is easy. We're just relaxing. Brett Alexander in the chat says, oh shit. First pitch bomb by Altuve coming. I'm calling it now. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, fam.
I wouldn't be shocked though, man. My expectations are pretty low for him opening day. I know he's pitched some big playoff games and he's done his part and he's come up clutch. So we can't slight him on that. I mean, he is kind of a big game pitcher, but I mean, would you be absolutely shocked if he gave up 6 runs in 3 innings on opening day? I mean, would it
shock anybody if he barely gets into the second? No, I mean, I don't think that should shock anyone. You know, Nestor hasn't. Let's not play like we don't understand. Nestor hasn't been good for a minute now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You know what I mean? It's not like he's had a couple of bad outings or like you said, you know, he's coming off an injury and he's getting back into it. He's struggled for a bit now, and I'm more concerned that it's more of the league that has caught up to him and not the other way, not him just struggling. But
100%.
Let's talk a little bit about the Yankees offense today. There wasn't much. I would say there's really 2 guys that you could talk about. I do want to talk a little about Caleb Durbin, who played the whole game at third base today. I think that's pretty interesting. Got some information on him via Dane, so we'll talk about that a little later. But the first thing I want to go ahead and show right here, this is Alex Verdugo. Alex Verdugo had one of the Yankees' few hits today. You see him drop a line drive into left field right there. And the reason I talk about Alex Verdugo is because we are going to be without, and there you go, Austin Wells too right there with the base hit right up the middle, the drive and a run, also had a double in the game.
Yeah, he looked great.
We're also going to be without who was supposed to be, whether you like it or not, our leadoff hitter, that being DJ LeMahieu. With him out, Johnny, I don't know how in God's name Alex Verdugo is not the leadoff hitter.
Has to be. And I was pretty excited to see him in that leadoff spot today against a right-hand pitcher. I think that's something I've kind of wanted since middle of the spring. I mean, DJ is DJ, and we know he's been successful in that spot before, but I like getting a lefty up there to start the game, especially in Yankee Stadium when you got the short porch. You can easily just rip one down the line and be up 1-0. But I think yesterday Glaber was leading off right against a lefty.
Yes.
And then today we had Verdugo leading off against a right-hander. So
I'm okay with that.
It looked good. Glaber looked fantastic. He's ripping balls all over the place, working counts. Verdugo looked good. He got a nice little piece going oppo. And that's another good thing about Verdugo too, is he's willing to go the other way, which is a positive for sure. We know lefties like to get in Yankee Stadium and get pull happy and flirt with that short porch, but he's willing to go the other way, and that makes more of a kind of complete hitter in that leadoff spot, which is what you're looking for. Someone just get on base against with the big boys coming up. So
no question.
Verdugo looked great. I know we're facing a lefty opening day, so we'll probably see Glaber there, but I think Verdugo can definitely do some damage in the leadoff spot, especially getting more fastballs against some guys when you got Judge and Soto and all these guys following you. So it could be a good spot for him.
No doubt about it. And you look at the Yankees order today, again, guys, they, you know, typically, like I said, during the regular season, we're going to give you guys that opportunity to obviously vote on the player of the game today. This was just as obvious. You look at the Yankees order here. 1 for 3 Verdugo, average for spring training at 265. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Volpe with a 0 for 3, average drops to 313. And then, of course, I feel like one of the names of spring training, no question about it, is Austin Wells.
Man, he looks good.
He looks really, really good. Austin Wells is like a guy who is just set to truly take off this season for the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
He had a double. He had a RBI single. Averages up to 344 in spring as you just take a look here.
OPS well over 1,000.
Yep, there it is right there. That base hit right up the middle for him, and he just keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. So, I mean, I don't know how the Yankees are going to work out the catching situation or what it's going to eventually end up being. But this guy has to be a major part of the Yankees order. Likely going to see him batting 8th, probably right there, him and Volpe. Could be a devastating bottom of the order for the Yanks, but here's a guy who wouldn't shock me if he hits for a high average, good power. He's one of my predictions to be one of the better offensive Yankees this year. What's your thoughts on Wells in the spring? Has he shocked you a bit? How good
he's looked fantastic. I mean, we saw some good power from him at the end of last season. We did get a little bit of a taste of what he can offer. He didn't face a lot of lefties, so that's something we'll have to see a little bit more and see how that plays out. Probably a spot where Trevino's probably going to get some more work when lefties are in there. But man, you talk about Wells coming in, understanding he's got a huge role he can earn this spring, and I think he's done every bit of that, especially working with the pitchers. But I mean, to me, just watching him at the plate, he comes off as a veteran. I mean, he's working the count. He understands his strike zone. He's not going to chase too much. He knows where he does damage. He's putting barrels on balls all over the place. He's finding gaps in the infield, driving the ball oppo. He's pulling the ball when he needs to. So he just has very mature, kind of major league at bats all spring. You're not seeing an eager rookie up there just swinging at anything, trying to do damage early in the count, get lucky, kind of jump a pitcher. I mean, he's working counts. He's taking breaking balls. He's driving balls the other way. So, so much to like from him, which is kind of surprising me why he never was really higher in the prospect rankings. I mean, the guy just looks fantastic up there. But
he kind of got, I think a lot of times what happens is when you got guys like Jason Dominguez down there, it's just a shadow. You know 100%. What I mean? You're kind of living 100%. In that shadow. It's like what you'll have a lot of guys doing this season with Spencer Jones there is that a lot of your good prospects are going to kind of get left out in that shadow. But
yeah, star of the show. 100%.
No question. Before we get into our champ of the chat, we're gonna highlight that person here momentarily, but I want to talk about Caleb Durbin. Caleb Durbin is a guy who finished last year in Double-A. He came over, and I believe it was the Lucas Litke deal with Atlanta. And he came over to the Yankees, had a very strong year last year. Caleb Durbin is a guy, I spoke with Dane about him. I think Brophy's a fan of him. I don't know if he's ever going to be looked upon as being like a starter, but definitely could be a utility guy. And Brophy's in the chat right now because I love what I've seen from Durbin. Guys, we're also going to get the voicemails momentarily. But I'm excited about Caleb Durbin. I really wonder if he has a chance to make this club at third base. The reason I say it is, I don't think it's a coincidence he played the entire game at third base today. I think they wanted to get a look at him.
Right.
My understanding is his glove at third base is good. His arm also plays there. His grading on the prospect scale, he's a 75 to 80 in speed. So
it's really good. Top shelf.
That's top of the line. Mm-hmm. He adds that aspect to the game for you. Also, he only had a 12% strikeout rate last year.
Really good.
So if you ever wanted to go to a guy and go, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and let this kid get a shot. He's probably not a major part of your future. Why the hell not take a risk and potentially say, look, he puts the ball in play, he got speed, and he can handle the position. Let's give this kid a shot to make this club. He can maybe rotate with Oswaldo Cabrera, who's hitting a little bit better, still nothing great.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
What's your thoughts on Durbin?
Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty solid. I mean, he's hitting 330 for the spring. He's got an OPS over 800. So, I mean, he's doing the best he can with the opportunities he's getting. He's got 24 at bats. So he's been hitting the ball. He's been contributing. I think it's going to be really hard for him right now to overcome Oswaldo Cabrera. Cause like you just said, he has been hitting a little bit better, had another hit today. The at bats have been improving. And you kind of get a sense from the Yankees that they've got some loyalty with Oswaldo.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. I feel like it's blind loyalty almost.
Yeah, they're going to hang with him.
What has he really done? I mean, I know 100%. He came up and he was good, but last year is not on their memory at all.
Yeah, I think they respect his ability to play so many different positions.
Okay.
And they're kind of he's hanging around. He's a good clubhouse guy. He's always smiling.
True.
He's a good chemistry guy. So, I mean, I could see it, but at the same time, you need production. So, especially at the bottom of the order. I mean, third base is a position where you need to do who can hit. So, I mean, replacing DJ, who had a pretty good end of last season, we're going to need some production out of that position, especially at the bottom of the order when you got Volpe and Wells, who are still a little bit unproven. You don't want that bottom three of the order to kind of be how it was last year and in years prior, where we've kind of been a big black hole at the bottom of the order. So,
I'll tell you this. If we had Pete Dombrowski as the GM, there might be a Yo Moncada over there at third base right now, right? Payroll might be a little bit higher, and we might have lost some good prospects. But I tell you this, we would have had somebody. I was talking to Mario and Kev the other day about this. I don't know if you agree with me on this. I'll be kind of pissed if the Yankees don't go out there and add somebody when it comes to the infield, just because you don't know what bone bruises. This guy could be out for a while. And I don't think the Yankees want to throw Oswaldo Cabrera out every damn day.
We don't want that, because especially they want him in different positions too. So he can't be that full-time third base guy. I mean, there's been some Urshela stuff going around. We saw Miguel Andujar's been out there raking for the A's. There's probably a cheap deal that could be made there. It's tough right now. I mean, I think Josh Harrison is another name that people have been throwing out.
I saw that. Yep.
Decent. I mean, he's not going to be anything spectacular at the plate, but he can pick it at third. So it's going to be interesting to see if they stick with Oswaldo, if they stay in house, or if they go outside of the organization and try to find someone they can stick there. But especially DJ being the age that he is. I mean, you're not bouncing back from injury as quickly as you were when you're 25. So could be something that lingers. Bone bruises, as someone who's had them, are very painful. They can definitely linger. Yeah.
They could last for a very, very long time. If you guys remember, I think it was Brett Gardner that had one time, and I think he missed like a month and a half or 2 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not a laughing matter. Something like that can linger for a long time. And I just feel like the Yankees aren't in the position right now where they should stick with what they have. If there's an outside possibility, which typically in the last week of spring there is, because guys get released.
Exactly.
Guys don't make the team. There's easy trades. The Yankees also are carrying far too many catchers. Ben Rortvedt is out of options, so you got to move him or just release him. I think there's a trade to be made there, because
100%.
Teams always need catching. So I think there's an easy trade that could be made there.
And I think we're good at the catching position. I mean, we're going to see a lot between Wells and Trevino. There really isn't room for that third catcher, so it's a place where we can move a guy like Rortvedt and get some value at a different position of need for us. So don't tell Garrett Cole. I know that was his little buddy. I know that was his buddy at the end of last year, but we won't see Garrett till it's probably June or July. So in the meantime, we gotta
if we're lucky, let's hope. You never know with these damn Yankees, to be honest. Let's
keep them out to the All-Star break, man. Don't rush it. Yeah,
I agree. But let's get to our spotlight of the champ of the chat, and that goes to it goes to my guy, Brett Alexander, just because, let me tell you this, he wins it today because Brett Alexander is getting another ticket for a fan giveaway for April 20th. And how do you not put a spotlight on that? So Brett,
what a generous man.
You are the champ of the chat. Thank you so much. And by the way, guys, during the regular season, when games actually matter and count, we're going to be counting those, and that person's going to get a gift at the end of the year.
Love it.
From NYYU. So appreciate you guys on that. I say we get into some voicemails. We do got a couple of voicemails to play here. So let's get into it. And again, guys, 804-592-6160. That is the voicemail line. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, too. Let's get to the first one.
Hit that like button, too.
Hey, Pete. It's Don Clark calling. Salute. I'm just not really still positive about the Nestor's pitching, and I think that even Rodon's I'm concerned about. I think let these kids play. Beater and Warren, maybe their time to come step up. And when Cole's out for this period of time, they're going to need somebody to become an ace, and probably have to be either Stroman, Nestor, or Rodon, and Rodon should be stepping up to be that ace that he got paid to be. But that's just my opinion. But have a good day and salute.
My guy has to say that's just my opinion. It's like his tagline. He's like, just so everybody knows, it's just my opinion.
That's the qualifier right there.
That's exactly what it is. But no, I can't disagree with being concerned with Nestor Cortez. I can't disagree with that at all. I think everybody should be.
I mean, to an extent. I mean, if you're not a little concerned, I don't know who you've been watching this spring, but
I tell you what, my guy, we don't got to get too much in this because we're focused on today's game. But my guy, Carlos Rodon, I know you're coming on, Johnny.
He's looking good,
I know
man.
you're coming on him. I know it.
Oh yeah. I mean when it first I was begging for him all winter last season and I watched him a lot in 2022 and I
Me
was like,
too.
dude, we need this dude in the
I said the
rotation
same thing.
badly.
Yep. Yep. I
Badly.
wanted to
So we
trade for him. I wanted to trade for him the previous year.
yeah.
And yeah, I've been all over him for a minute. And yeah, it hurts. It sucks when, you don't see that same guy.
Oh,
But I tell
I
you
bought
what,
the
man,
jersey. I'm all
I got
invested,
everything
man.
too. We got the gear here. That's like one of the main ones. Mario's
100%.
on it. Mario just bought all the gear
Oh,
for
I need some
Carlos
too, man.
Rodon.
I got to crack open the wallet and get me some. But I mean,
So
he's looked fantastic this spring,
he looks more
and
like a pitcher too. Like
he
he actually
does
tried to work on being more of a pitcher than just a
100%.
thrower.
The cutter looks good. I know he's thrown a few changeups, slider, curveball. But that fastball, man, he's up to 97.
Yep.
He's sitting around 95 and it's not 99, but if we can get that 95 to 97 on a consistent basis and you mix in that slider, mix in the cut piece, change speeds, hit your spots, I mean, he's looked every bit of what we could possibly hope for him to
Hell
look this
yeah.
spring and it's going to be I think he's going day 2 in Houston right after
Yep,
Nestor.
that is correct.
Yeah.
And
So
that's a big one for him to start the year, no doubt.
yeah, but he has had some success in pitch in Houston in the past, so it's not an unfamiliar place for him to pitch.
Correct.
Maybe I mean sometimes in the stadium you like the backdrop or you like the mound or I mean certain things in certain parks just kind of appeal to you and you just
Yep.
pitch well there for different reasons. But for whatever reason, he's pitched well in Houston, and we're really going to need that day 2, especially if Nestor kind of has a hiccup in day 1. So hopefully the confidence he's built this spring carries over into his actual
Yeah.
starts and God knows we absolutely need him without Cole. So
And I think
fingers crossed.
him having a good start to begin this year is going to be pretty big. The last thing you want to see is
Need
him
it.
end up getting smacked around, and
Yep.
you don't want that confidence to sink at all.
You don't
We
want
do
those
got
thoughts
another
curving back in. Yep.
No question. We do got another super chat by our guy Connor O'Neill.
Thank you for being a friend.
Bum 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 bum. He says number 55. Wow, winning the Cy Young, Soto winning the MVP. If that ever happened, I'll say this right now. The Yankees are going to have a hell of a season. If that is the case, they're going to have a really, really, really big season. Let's get to the last voicemail of the day, and then we're going to wrap this one up. Here we go.
Hey, Pete, Conway here. So, yeah, I think
Got the little one on there.
Yankees should go get Jordan Montgomery, but I doubt they will because they don't want to go over that stupid task.
I would love
thing.
that.
Like,
Me too.
if they're really all in on this, like, they need to go get him. But we'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, Nestor looked okay today. Just not the best. But how did he go from the number 4 guy to opening day starter? Like, I don't think that fits him. I don't know what to think, but I just got a bad feeling about that first game. Like, in order for us to win that first game, I believe we're going to have to, like, score like 10, 12 runs because the Astros are going to come out hitting 2. But, yeah, tell me what you think, and hopefully we can get Monty back in the pinstripes. Have a good day.
That would be lovely. Very lovely.
Yeah, I don't want to do too many a giveaway on that because me and Johnny's definitely going to be discussing that tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Especially one of the main things of that show is going to be regarding Monty, and then of course opening day getting closer. We got Nights at the Round Table coming up on Wednesday. That's a huge show. That's when we're letting everything on the table, all the cards on the table, and we're giving all of our predictions. But I mean, before we, I don't want to leave you guys with nothing. Of course, I would love Monty. Why the hell would I be upset if the Yankees landed Jordan Montgomery? I would love that.
100%. Need the help.
I don't know if they are, but I think that would be great if they got him. Why would any of us be upset?
Yeah, I mean, looking at what Snell got too, you got to think maybe there's a cheaper deal that could be done. Who knows? I mean, I thought that cheap deal that Snell got was very doable for the Yankees too, and that didn't happen. So
agreed. I just feel like, and again, this is just me, but I feel like he didn't want to be here. Because
yeah, it makes sense.
My only issue with that is if it did get that low and there was the signing bonus and then it's only $15 million a year. I mean, come on, man. Like, you really wanted to play for the Yankees and you couldn't convince them that that $15 million a year wouldn't work. I saw something I have trouble with that.
I saw something from Nightingale, either Nightingale or Heyman, something about the Yankees didn't want to re-engage on a shorter term deal at all.
I saw something like that too. That they were refusing to even have a conversation, which is a bit nuts because if you did offer more than Carlos Rodon, how the hell did you back out after that? That
Like
doesn't
why
add up for me
like
either.
why not re-engage on a shorter term? I mean, I don't know. That's over my head, I guess. But I mean, when I saw that report, I was like, man, we
Yep,
could have
that's
figured
wild,
something
man.
out. Especially they deferred some money and all that kind of stuff. But one dude I want to talk about before we finish though is,
Please.
did you see Dennis Santana
Yes.
blowing away Riley, Olsen, and Ozuna back to
Struck out
back
the
to
side,
back?
yeah. The
Up,
command gets a little crazy, but when
right,
he's dialed in,
man,
the dude's absolutely filthy, man.
up to 98. I mean, dudes could not touch the slider. He threw some good changeups. He's a big,
Yep.
tall, strong dude. That stuff, I know we have some issues sometimes with the back of the pen with Loizaga and Canley and some other guys getting hurt. I don't know if Santana's gonna break the club opening day, but
2.79 ERA. I mean, he has a 2.79 ERA in spring. You look
man,
at I know you love Loizaga.
yeah,
He's a bit concerning for me. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
he
you watch him right now. I don't even really care about the ERA being over 7,
right,
but it's just his stuff overall doesn't look like the guy that I'm used to. Like he's still
right,
throwing 98, but it's like he's just throwing. Like he's not executing nothing.
right, and they have been kind of slow playing him this spring. I feel like I feel like each of the last couple seasons they've been slow playing. And I don't know if he gets to camp. I know if you follow him on Instagram, you always see him at his ranch and his rodeo
Yes.
stuff in
Yes.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
And he is in the weight room with his trainer and he's lifting weights, he's doing lat pull downs, doing all that kind of stuff. But I don't see a ton of throwing from him in the offseason. I don't know if he's just not recording it or if he's just doing it off to the side and that's not his thing with social media. But it seems like he gets to spring and it takes a while for you to see him. So I don't know how much
Yeah.
throwing he does in the offseason, and especially this year. We didn't see him until the middle of spring, at least, at all. Just
Right.
him throwing bullpens until he finally stepped on a mound. So today he didn't look sharp. Like you said, he is throwing 98. Everything has been up though. The slider was up. He got smacked. Um, Sinker was hard, but it was middle. Changeup was not where it should be. So I think he's still working through some things. We got what, 7 days until, 7 days until the opening
Yep.
game. So maybe he'll
Yep.
do some side sessions, work on some mechanical stuff. But for him during spring, I just want to see the velo up, and I think he'll figure everything else out. But yeah, especially with extended wild card and things like that, it's every game counts. So there's no margin for error even early in the season. There is no it's early. There is no it's just April, because that one or two
Right.
games you lose could be the difference between a wild card spot between now and the end of the season.
You're
So
damn right.
he's
You're
got to
damn
be
right.
ready, and everyone's got to be ready to go, man. But Loizaga, especially that eighth inning setup guy to kind of set things up for Clay, very
Yep.
important role. So
Extremely
got his
important.
got his jersey over my shoulder right here. Need that man to
Yeah.
be on.
That is your guy. That is your guy. But here's the big thing, guys. Just to give everybody some quick updates. NYYST is live tonight at 8:30. Tomorrow morning, all rise. Me and Mr. Lasagna right down here got you guys covered
Yes,
tomorrow.
sir. Bright and early. Bright and early.
We're talking about Monty. We're talking about the Yankees bullpen. We're going to have all of that covered for you guys. This is a major, major week coming up. Bronx and nothing on Friday. We got you guys fully covered, as next
Big time.
week is indeed opening day. Mark it on your calendar. Knights of the Round Table, Wednesday next week. That
Gonna
is
be
one
huge.
show you're not going to want to miss. It'll be me, Johnny, Francis, Mario, Kevin, Christian. Got it locked for you guys. Make sure you're ready for it. And also leave a voicemail for tomorrow's show in the morning. And also for NYYST tonight. Everybody's taking voicemails right now. We're all taking voicemails. We want to hear from your fans. So, Johnny, I'll leave it out to you, man. What is your final thoughts on today's performance from the Yanks?
Final thoughts. We saw some good things from guys like Wells and Santana. There's some positive things to look at there. Loizaga still working through some things. Nestor still working through some things as well. Obviously, this wasn't our A squad, as we had everyone go crazy last night and they had the day off. But still some things to look forward to. Hoping these next 7 days are productive for Loizaga, Nestor, and guys like that as they prepare for the beginning of the season. But overall, very excited to get this thing rolling already. This is going to be the longest week of the season right here. It's going to drag on and take forever, but we got you covered here with all of our coverage. Like you said, Knights of the Round Table is going to be a banger.
Huge.
Going to help pass the
Huge.
time and get us to opening day. So definitely looking forward to getting on these shows and contributing with you guys, and also seeing what these last few spring games look like and seeing how we can maybe catch some fire heading into Houston.
Oh yeah, so the Yankees do drop the game today, 5-3. They fall to 11-15 on spring, but like I like to say, to be honest, who gives a poot what the Yankee spring record is? So until next time, guys, tonight 8:30, tune in to NYYST. We'll see you later. Peace, baby.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah.
Hey,
We on your
look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, so I'm running numbers up. Lucky that I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah. Numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like Willie, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar.
top 10